What's up, everybody? Welcome to my PGA cheat sheet video for the Wyndham Championship. Very excited to get back into it this week. Last week was pretty weird. It was a no-cut event with only like 64 guys. I was winning like $300 in just one lineup on, I believe it was like Friday, either late Friday or early Saturday, and then all of a sudden everybody started hitting it into the water. Bryson got like three bogeys in a row, including like a triple bogey. He was like running top five, and then Hideki ended up taking the Sunday off. It was just crazy, man. Everybody was going off, and I thought it was gonna be a very good week, and then all of a sudden everybody just started hitting into the water, missing like 3-foot putts. So it happens, but I was glad to see Webb Simpson finish second. That was awesome. Had a good amount of him. He was one of my core plays, and I'm very excited for this week and ready to win some money. So before we get started with the video, if you guys can leave a like on the video, that'd be awesome. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, that'd be sweet. And I will be posting a video on my channel, Thunder.dfs. I'll be putting the link in the comments here. Just further going over the plays, going over a little bit more course history, and also recent form, and then giving some more stats, and then doing a couple fades there. So check that out if you'd like. But let's get started with the video. All right, so we'll just go to my targets page here and look at some of the key stats. Driving accuracy, total driving, par 4 average, birdie or better percentage, bogey avoidance, strokes gained off the tee, strokes gained on approach, and then putting. Yeah, all these stats are very important. This week, you're going to want guys that hit it onto the fairways. Putting is going to be pretty important. I think this course is going to score very low with a bunch of birdies, so you're going to want guys that make a lot of birdies here and don't make many bogeys. And so just look for guys like that, and take into account the course history is pretty important, and then also recent form is always something to look at. So these are the guys I came up with, about 20 here. I'm probably going to add more throughout the week. Maybe take a few away. So if you're on Patreon, you'll be seeing the guys I add. Oh yeah, and forgot to mention Patreon. If you guys get on Patreon, I'll put the link in the description here. You get the cheat sheet with all the stats. You get the targets page that I update throughout the week, and I add some plays there, and then my lineup percentages for my 20 max GPP, and then I also added my core plays, and then we're also doing a cash lineup that's cash 2 out of 3 times so far, and hopefully making it 3 out of 4 this week. But anyway, let's start with my favorite play, Webb Simpson. He's 11,200. He has finishes of 2, 3, 5, 6, and also 72 in his last 5 tournaments here. He's 5th in strokes gained on approach, and he's 1st in par 4 average. 2 stats I'm really looking at this week. So I do really like Webb Simpson. He's 11,200, so I think you can fit him into most lineups, especially with all this value this week. Webb Simpson also named his daughter after the tournament. I saw that today, so that's something pretty cool. He must love this tournament a lot if he would name his daughter after it. And he did win this tournament, I believe, like 6 tournaments ago. My bad. So I do think Webb Simpson has a very good shot of winning. I do like him a lot. He's definitely going to be one of my core plays. And then Hideki Matsuyama at 10,900. He has decent course history with 11th and 3rd place finish, but also a 70th and 78th place finish. He's 1st in strokes gained on approach, 4th in birdie or better percentage, and he's also has insane proximity all around, which is something you always want in your golfer. So he's 10,900. That's a fair price for him. He's been playing very well. He did very well Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday last week. He just didn't do all that good at all. So I do like Hideki. I think he's going to be a little bit lower owned just because he hasn't been playing good the past 2 tournaments. But if he can turn it on, he can definitely contend for a win here. And then Brandt Snedeker, 10,000. His average finish of 13 here in the past 5 years, including a win last year. He has iffy current form, and then his stats don't really jump off the page. So really, I'm just playing him here due to the fact that his crazy course history, best course history out of anyone by far. Average finish of 13 is insane. And then the 9K range, Joaquin Niemann, he's 9,100. He's just been playing very well. He's priced a lot less than some of these other guys, and I think he should be priced maybe a little bit higher here. I think he's getting a little bit disrespected. He did have that miscut at the Open Championship, I believe, but I'm just going to ignore that. Before that, he's been absolutely on fire, so I think he's a very sneaky play. I don't think many people are going to be on him. So yeah, I like him at 9,100. I think he definitely has a lot of upside, maybe top 10, top 5 upside if he can bring his putter for sure. And then Paul Casey, 9,800. He finished third and 18th here. He has decent current form. He's second in the strokes gained off the tee, and he's third in strokes gained on approach. So two stats I'm really looking at there. He's 9,700. I mean 9,800. My bad. And yeah, he's not a bad play. I think he could be a little bit sneaky here. I'd like to see him priced a little bit lower. You don't really usually see Paul Casey priced that high, especially lately. But yeah, 9,800. I'll definitely have a little bit of him. Patrick Reed, 9,700. He has insane current form, and he has a 22nd and 24th finish here, and he just has solid stats all around. I think he's getting a little bit disrespected with his price, especially how good he's been playing. So I have a good amount of Patrick Reed. I think he's probably more of a safe option than a high upside option, but maybe like a cash play or something like that. But I'll be having him in a decent amount of lineups for sure, though. And then Rory Sabatini, another guy you can talk about safe and cash and all that. He's just very solid all the time. Solid stats. He fits this course pretty well. 9,200. It could be a little bit lower, but I'll probably be playing a little bit of that. But I do like the top three guys a little bit more than Rory. I'd probably say Rory is probably one of the safest options in this range, but the upside's not all that there. So I do like the three guys better for GPPs. And then we'll go to the 8K range. You got Adam Hadwin, Scott Piercy, Lucas Glover, Charles Howell, Sungjae Im, and Jason Kokrak. Yeah, you got Adam Hadwin. He's 8,500. It's just a great course fit for him. He's 13th in strokes gained on approach. He has pretty decent driving accuracy, and he's a very good putter, which putting is going to be very important this week. Scott Piercy, a guy you can always rely on, especially like in cash games. He's 8,100. He has iffy course history at the 40th average finish, but really solid stats all around. I think he can definitely surpass that 40th place average finish here, and maybe get like a top 30, something like that. And then Lucas Glover is a very interesting play. His finishes of 28, 22, 18, and 132. He has 3 top 20s in his last 3 tournaments, and he's 11th in strokes gained on approach and 4th in par 4 average. So yeah, he's not a bad play at all. 8,700 is pretty fair, so I don't mind that. And yeah, I'll be playing a decent amount of Glover, Piercy, Hadwin, and then another good option is Howell. I think he's pretty safe, 8,900. He doesn't have really impressive course history, so that might take away some of his ownership there. And then he has decent recent form and is getting his form back to where it was earlier in the year. And then he's second in par 4 average, which is going to be very important on this par 70 course. And then Sungjae Im is 8,300. I think he'll be a little bit lower owned than usual, and also I think he's a little bit underpriced. He has no course history, which is a little bit scary there, but he has very good recent form besides his last tournament with Open Championship, where he just absolutely did awful. But we're just going to ignore that. That's a tough course. But yeah, before that, he was on fire. So if he didn't miss the cut his last term, I think he'd be probably in the 9,000s. So we're getting a nice discount on him at 8,300. And he is top 10 in par 4 and 5 scoring there. And then Jason Kokrak, a couple tournaments ago, this guy was probably one of the safest plays, I'd say. And then he had the absolute awful tournament, probably the worst performance I've ever seen out of anyone, just missing 3-foot putts, missing 2-foot putts. Probably missed a 1-foot putt as well, something crazy like that. But he doesn't really have good course history with the average finish of 55. He has okay current form. Like I said, he's been a little bit off. But if you can get back to how he's been playing earlier in the year, he definitely can put up maybe a top 25 around there. So this course fits him extremely well, which is crazy how he hasn't had more success at this course. He's 7th in strokes gained off the tee, and he's 2nd in strokes gained on approach. So if he can just bring his putter and putt fairly decent, I think he's definitely a good play. I think he'll be lowish owned due to the fact that he hasn't been playing that well recently. 7K range, you got Kevin Streelman, Vaughn Taylor, Martin Laird, and then Seb Straka. Kevin Streelman, he is 7,800. He's a pretty safe play in my opinion. I think he can be priced a little bit higher there, maybe a little bit higher, like 500 around there. So I think we're getting him at a little bit of a discount. He's finished 72nd here 2 years ago. Very solid recent form with an average finish of 28. He's 12th in strokes gained off the tee. He's 5th in strokes gained on approach, and he's top 20 in driving accuracy. All stats I'm really liking, so the stats are there. If you can get that top, maybe a top 25 here is definitely possible. I think he's safe. I think he makes the cut, so maybe in cash games, even better play there in cash. And then talking about cash, you got Vaughn Taylor. He does have poor course history, but he has very, very good recent form, and he has very solid stats all around. So the course history is a little bit scary, but Vaughn Taylor has been very solid this year, and I will be playing him. I like him in cash. I think he's safe. Martin Laird, he's an average finish of 45 here. Decent recent form, and the course fits him very well. All the stats line up. Nothing really blows me off, blows my bad. Nothing really blows me away with the stats, but I do like him at 7,900. He's solid stats all around. And then Seb Straka, he's 7,700. Just another decent play here. I think he'll go a little bit underlooked here. I think he's been playing pretty decent here, but he has no course history, and then he's finished third his last tournament. So I think he'll go a little bit underlooked because of that no course history. But he's been playing pretty decent and he did have that third place finish his last tournament. So I do like Straka a little bit. And then we'll go to the punt range now. All right, the punt range, we got Spawn, Ryder, Stefani, and Nick Taylor. Okay, so Spawn, 7,700. He finished 16th here before. He has decent recent form, and he has a 13th place finish 2 tournaments ago, so the upside's there. And then Sam Ryder should be priced a lot higher. He's 13th in the birdie or better percentage, and he's 12th in par 4 average. And then Sean Stefani, just a very solid, decent punt play here. Decent recent form and decent finishes here of 24th and 14th are his 2 best finishes. And then Nick Taylor, another guy that's pretty underpriced. And then now we can get into my GPP plays here. You got Chez Reavie, Ben On, Dylan Fratelli, Kyle Stanley, Russell Knox, Adam Schenk, Peter Monetti, Roger Sloan, Ryan Armour, Victor Hovland, Colin Morikawa, and Matthew Wolff. So the bottom 3 guys, Hovland, Morikawa, Matthew Wolff, I will be playing one of them, possibly 2, probably just 1. I'm leaning Hovland right now, just going to do a little bit more research, but I do like Hovland quite a bit. Morikawa won last week in a tournament, I believe. So usually after people win a tournament, they don't perform very well the next tournament, but it is possible he could do good. So Morikawa is a decent play. All these guys are decent plays, Hovland, Morikawa, and Wolff. But I'm definitely leaning Hovland a little bit more, and you get a discount off of Morikawa with Hovland. And then Wolff is priced right next to Hovland, I believe. So I'll probably play a little bit of both those guys, but right now I'm leaning Hovland. Reavie, Ben On, Fratelli, yeah, all these guys, one, maybe a couple, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 will end up in my player pool by the end of the week. I like to have between 20 and 25 guys in my player pool. I might take some guys out of my player pool, but these are definitely guys you can play in, like say like 150 max, 50 max, 100 max, something like that. But 20 max, I probably wouldn't play the guys in my strictly GPP plays, just because I like to narrow everything down. But if you're doing multiple entries, these guys are good plays for sure. So like I said, I might be adding a few players into my player pool. If you guys are on Patreon, you guys can check that out. Throughout the week, I add a couple guys. I take maybe a guy or 2 away. But yeah, that's about it with the video. If you guys have any questions, you can comment below. Follow me on Twitter, nut_DFS. Or if you're on Patreon, just ask me in the Slack chat. I usually get back to you guys right away on there. Make sure you give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And make sure you guys check out Patreon. I'll put the link in the description. $5 for, like I said, my cheat sheet with all the plays. I mean, all the stats you need. My targets page, my lineup percentages, my core plays, which is something new I'm doing. I'm going to put my 4 favorite core plays there, and then my cash lineup. That's cash 2 out of 3 times, hopefully making it 3 out of 4 this week. I've been having a lot of success with the MMA cash lineup, so doing that with PJ as well, and hoping for some good success with that. And that's about it, guys, and good luck this week, and let's make some money.